Hey, this is Max. Welcome back to another Raid Shadow Legends video. I am here with the new Plarium Play. This is supposed to give you better graphics by using it directly through their app on the PC. It certainly looks pretty good as I log into this. As most of us know, when you first log into this game, you get a lot of advertisements. In fact, they line them up right here and they tend to pop them up every single one of these right at the beginning. It's just something you get used to and you kind of roll with over time. It's not a big deal. Okay, so it's been a while. We are now 53, almost 54 days into the game, and I'm looking at another Void Shard coming up. I have two Ancient Shards currently saved. I've been pulling shards here and there without really worrying about the consequences. Let me show you a little bit about what I am working with now. I got Bellower from the last Void Shard that I pulled. Now, he's obviously considered a good character, probably because all three of his abilities attack all enemies, and attack all enemies. The aura is good in faction crypts, which means I now have an Ogre faction crypt guy to use as needed, and he's probably able to farm through that faction crypt pretty easily, dragging along a few of his brethrens. Not something I'm worried about yet. As you know from last time I did a video, I had Martyr. I have now put her up to level 50. I also managed to pull some other decent characters. Right here, Kalia, very useful for clan boss, and that's because she has this thing called HP burn in two of her skills, and apparently with the clan boss the biggest thing is both HP burn and poison until you get enough masteries to get down to where you can get something called Giant Slayer or War Master. That's a whole different level of gaming later on. I'm not worried about that at the moment. Obviously I'm working with gear that I have, not gear I would prefer to have, but hey, it is what it is. So those are my two most recent polls since I last posted the shard polling I did before. Besides that, I have a few other epics that came along. Woe Painted, which incidentally I don't see a whole lot of use for her yet. Excruciator, which has pretty bad overall reviews, probably because she's again one of those attack only one enemy, but has a veil buff. Deep, I guess it's a buff. I don't know exactly how good it is, but it apparently doesn't impress people a whole lot. So she's one of those that you just kind of hold on to for now. Was given Ragemonger for free because of that screw up they had with the event, and generally speaking, more variety of rares all over the place. Nothing that I'm particularly into at this point, but I'm gonna try to keep every single one that is not duplicates because you never know when you'll need them. In addition to that, I have a few others that I've put into the vault. One thing I'm trying to work towards are 5 stars, and I'm going to use the 5 stars to upgrade Kale to 6 stars. Why would I want to do that? Well, let's take a look at what the gameplay looks like once you have some level 50 characters. One of the things about farming, right? Everybody has to farm in this game. Now, my XP bonus thing expired just about 10 minutes ago, but I was using that. One of the beauties of farming is that when you get to at least hard and stage 12 brimstone path, and if you can do at least stage 3, what a level 50 Kale can start doing is farming and carrying through 3 additional characters, and they could be level 1s, as in knowing as food, because you need to always build these guys to upgrade everybody else, right? So you can carry through real easily with the level 50 Kale with good gear, mind you, at hard. Now, the goal obviously is to do this eventually at brutal, but from a energy slash experience efficiency point until you can get to stage 9 of Brutal um, with Kale by himself. You probably want to stick to this stage simply because for 6 energy, the amount of experience you get is more worthwhile. Now, obviously, the characters you're carrying through are going to get killed really fast. This is where you have to have Kale upgraded enough and basically geared enough to make it. So here I'm having him basically run through this. Now, you guys probably saw videos of guys with fully maxed Kales and stuff that would just come and wreck everything really fast, even on Brutal, which is great, but when you're growing, you don't have that luxury yet. What you do have, though, is once you get Kale to a certain point, you can at least start doing what the other people are doing, which is farming. Now, besides that, though, the other thing I'm doing is I'm actually starting to earn all the 3 stars through here. What I didn't bother with when I first made it through hard is I just kind of got 1 star, 2 star just to get all the way through to the end of Brutal. So I have some options. But really, these rewards are pretty good down here. So you're going to want to get stuff like your 75 gems here. So once Kale can actually solo that stage, if you put him with anybody else as a healer, somebody who's strong and not going to die, you can easily grind through all the stages with 2 people. That's what you need, 2 or fewer champions, no losses to get all 3 stars, which isn't too hard either. You can see with the healer on board, he's already got his life stealing gear, so he's already healing himself pretty good. And with her on board, it's basically insurance, right? If I run into some force-based enemies, I'm going to have a disadvantage, but it won't stop me from getting to where I need to go. So I can still easily win. Now, let's talk about this graphics. The graphics is, in some sense, sharper than what I see on, say, Nox. If you look at the details, the character rendering and everything looks great. However, it's got this weird blur thing that it does when there's supposed to be movement. I know that it's supposed to be like right there where you see a little blurriness when things happen. Now, I'm not sure the goal of that, maybe to give you a feel of movement, but I find it actually a little more annoying than helpful in most sense, at least from a graphical standpoint. I like the graphics, but you know, I don't need it to be blurred for a little bit just to have it look like there's more going on. Quite frankly, for that, I'd rather have the way it is on Nox, which is basic graphics without the little flash of blur. That's just a personal thing with this. So, moving right along, as you can see, I cleared this stage now with all 3 stars, and now I'm moving on to Durham Forest. Now, Durham Forest, the enemies mostly, until these guys, are of a affinity similar or weaker than mine, so it shouldn't be an issue. But when you get to guys that are affinity that are stronger than you, this is where your guys have to really be geared up and leveled up enough to accomplish that. But again, what I'm doing right now is I'm kind of blowing through these levels, get the stars, so I can get the 75 gems that are calling out to me from the rewards. And you do want every reward you can get out of this game, since, you know, in the beginning there are a lot, and then it slowly disappears. I am going to be looking at probably a month and a half more of nice rewards from dailies, and then after that, you're on your own. So, I want to try to collect these things now, and then leverage them as much as possible. So again, playing right through. Now, Kale, with his specific abilities, is kind of a monster when it comes to taking down people, because this skill here has extra 50% of increasing critical hit, which generally means I get some nice crits off of it. You just have to get critical gear gloves to increase its percentage at least to like 65%. So you have a pretty good shot of always getting a crit. If you can get it up into the 75, 80s, even better. And of course, the goal is always 90% and above 100%, where every shot's a crit. That's always fun. Crits are based on the base damage, so you still have to be able to do damage, but it's always nice to be able to see some massive crits coming out of a character that you have. Alright, so these guys are gearing up to do something. Oh, they provoke me. That sucks. Now, she's actually pretty annoying when she has that provoke thing going. Now, I can kill everybody but her, which is fine. I'll take care of them. Then I'll just wait till she acts. Just kind of keep going. Yep, there you go. That's gone. And goodbye. Now, manual playing really, at this point, I mean, my goal is always to kind of let the computer play it, to upgrade my characters to the point where I don't need to manual play. Simply because it's kind of time-consuming to manual play it, and since the game offers you the option to autoplay, and if your character's set up right, they should autoplay pretty well. Why bother with manual play? Now, sometimes though, the computer makes some really dumb decisions, or it just RNG just not on your side, and what should have been an easy match ends up with your characters dead and you with a defeat. I'll admit that does irritate me. So sometimes if I catch it in time, where I'm paying attention, I may stop the autoplay and go, oh, whoa, stop doing that, and do this pattern, which usually can get me through, depending on how quickly I catch the AI's mistakes. But for the most part, though, you're upgraded enough. This becomes sort of automated at this point. So, as far as game smoothness, Noxon on this Plarium play thing, I think they're about the same. I really don't feel a difference in performance. I always play on ×2 speed. Sometimes I wish they had ×3 speed, although that would look kind of funny when the character's kind of jerky and shooting stuff really, really fast. But just to move things along, that would be nice to have. Okay, so let's see. So these guys are the Force champions. I have magic, so they're strong against me, but my spirit champion will be strong against them. So, kind of a balance out. Regardless, at level 50, with level somewhere between 16 and 14 gear, I haven't usually had an issue getting through these guys. So, she's the Mother Superior. Actually, is a pretty decent rare healer, and her abilities actually are very good also even for the clan boss. So, for a rare, she's holding her own, and KO for a rare is just freaking awesome. This guy, for clan boss, he's pulling out over 1 million points by himself on, I would say on hard. Normal or hard, he's at level 50, he's actually able to pull like almost 1 million damage, which is very impressive. You just don't see that from most other characters. And that kind of goes back to why you should pick him as your first character, because he's kind of an all-rounder. And once you book him up with skill books, he's really very good. And that's even before we get through any kind of masteries and before you get super good gear. So he's definitely somebody that's worth keeping around for quite a bit into the game. Now, eventually, I think by the time you get to a point where you're taking on even higher ranking bosses, boss levels, you may not need him as much. You may have other characters, but for a beginner, if you want to get into doing some damage to the clan boss early, this guy, I mean, poison and HP burn. It's just basically poison and HP burn in the beginning for beginners. Later in the game, options expand because you have masteries, but beginning of the game, it's poison and HP burn. That's it. That's how you do damage. Everything else is about speed and survival. So the rest of your team is basically there to keep him and whoever you got for HP burn alive long enough to do damage. Alright. So moving right along here, as you can see, with just the two of them, I'm just blowing through these guys. because, well, this is only on hard, not on brutal. I'm not quite sure how far I can get on brutal with the two of them yet, but I'm pretty sure the first stage, I should be able to make it through that. Alright, this dragon is not one of the more difficult ones, so it should be easy peasy here. Come on, see, look at that poison stack up. Okay, so we just made it through that. Let's see how far I've gotten. I just need a few more stars. I need 2. Alright, so I'm going to get 2 more to grab my gems, and then I'll worry about that another day. I do want to kind of showcase him and Kalia, who has the HP burn for the clan boss, because it's really awesome what the two of them can do as far as damage. And then the rest of your team is just there to keep them alive, you know, as I said earlier. Alright, so these guys, a lot of them are forced, so it's a little bit tougher for him. This is where having a healer around really helps. Like right here. You got 3/4 champions against magic, which is always strong. So he's going to take some damage a lot quicker. And he's going to do less damage too. So you really want her on board here just to make sure he stays up. Not that he's having that much of an issue, but just saying. Alright, so that's one more. Let me see. Am I almost there? One more star. Okay. Okay, one more star. One more star. Right here. This should do it. Off we go. Love that. Love that. Every time he does that acid ring, if it crits nicely, you just watch people drop. Now, the other beginning champions that you can select from also have a similar attack as to his. The main difference is they don't come with poison. So, you know, the Gallic Yoheng and even the other girl, I can't even remember her name, but they're all good, but he has the poison for that clan boss stuff at the beginning. Down the line, of course, Athel, that's her name. Athel with the multiple attack A1, if she gets something called Giant Slayer, could be way better. But getting from here to there could be a few months. So for a few months, would you rather have somebody who's going to be pulling his weight, or would you rather be kind of struggling and waiting for your character to develop into something good? That's kind of the issue there. All right. Oh, so it's a magic setting now. Now magic. So here, let me show you where I am. I'm right here. I've already used a lot of keys on this clan boss today. Did 11.9 million so far, which will give me this guardian chest tomorrow, which is nice. But I'll take one more shot. Now, because this is now a magic boss, and magic is strong against spirit, and 3 of my best champions for this is spirit, this is going to be a much weaker fight for me. Had I had more force champions, I would be in better shape. But even then, it's worth to just take a look at the numbers that KO can generate in one of these situations. Now, so HP burn, that's the HP burn. She's here for speed. Now, Apothecary would be better for this position. If I get him up to 50, I may move the characters around and take her out. Because she's good, but she's not really great against the boss. She's much better in PvP arena. Okay, so let's buff up that healing shield. Let's get that. Everybody gets a counterattack, so when he does this, everybody hits him. 1, 2. See, poison is stacking. 3, 4, 5. Right? Now, this attack of hers also can hit point burn him, so that stacks that in again. This move would be great in PvP, but it doesn't work in here. Then with him, you don't really need this. It's all this one for the poison. Now, what she can do is she could heal early and give him a huge shield, so that the next time he hits, it won't be as strong. Now, I'm putting relentless gear on some of these characters simply because I have them and they're actually decent. The problem with relentless gear is that it's a double-edged sword. Yes, I get to hit him again, but his little bar here moves every time I get a new attack. Okay, so he jumps forward, and that's a problem. Now, Martyr's attack here has a 50% decrease attack. The problem is, he's magic, so this may get resisted pretty easily. See, because it's weak. And that is really important because he hits pretty hard. And if you don't have that attack down, ooh, I got some kind of attack down here, that's good. Let me see what I got going. 25%, better than nothing. And that's from her. She has a A1 that does a attack down on a small percentage chance. Right there. 35% chance. But hey, better than nothing. Alright, back to her. More hit point burn. And I get an extra attack, so let's go hit him again. But again, his bar jumps forward when you do that. So at some point I may change that gear out because it doesn't pay if the boss is going to get a lot of move in quicker. The point is you want to get as many rounds as you can without him getting any rounds. HP burn. Can we get another attack down? Yes, 25%. That's something. This way, while Martyr's recovering her skills, I still have his attack kind of mitigated. More poison. Alright. He resisted it. See, that's the problem, too. I don't have enough accuracy with some of my gear. Alright, so now I got to think about who I'm going to heal. Her or hurt. Out of the two, she's the priority to keep alive. Because, in worst case, I lose her, I lose the speed ups. But she only does it once every few rounds. If I lose her, I lose all the damage, then it's kind of pointless. So, keeping her alive is a priority. Kale's keeping himself alive pretty good, so I'm not too worried about him. Let's get that hit point burn in there. 75k a shot with that hit point burn. That's the beauty of that damage. All those little reds that come up at the end, that's all this stuff doing damage. And that's where you'll see at the end, Kale just, I mean, outstanding damage from him. And also Kalia, why she's rated so high for clan boss. She hits pretty hard anyway, even not accounting for anything else. Okay. Resistant. That's gonna hurt. Okay, not too bad yet. He's still building up here. After 4 or 5 rounds, he starts to hit really freaking hard. He resisted it. Damn. It'll be nice if I can get that in before his turn. Alright, let's get her healed up this time. Poison's back. Come on, stick it. Good. Right. Hit point burn. Bummer. Oh, I get an extra turn. Come on. Still didn't get it. That's a real bummer. That would have been a nice extra chunk of damage then. Alright. Let's see if we can get him down. Yes. Okay. Alright. He's got a 50% attack down, but he's still going to hit pretty hard. Oh, this one should give him something. Yes. Okay. Ooh, that's gonna hurt. Ooh. Ooh, I lived. Good. Good. Alright, these are all on cooldown. Let's hit them. Let's hit him again. Now, he's going to stun the weakest of the people here with health. That'll be hurt. So my healer is going to get stunned this round. Because he goes after whoever has the least health. Right there. Bam. Okay, now I'm going to put the shield up. The thing is, with the shield up, if you guys act, it wears out one piece of this. So this is where, again, having that relentless gear sometimes backfires. Because I act more than once, I burn out my buffs quicker. She does have that nice transfer debuff. Oh man, healer's dead. Alright, so this is the beginning of the end. Once you start losing your healer, and he's getting stronger, this is the beginning of the end. He's going to get me. It's just a matter of 1 round or 2 rounds at this point. Hit point burn still on him. One round. Ouch. Two more down. Okay. She's gonna hit him. He's gonna get his poison in there. And this might be... Ooh, okay, I get one more shot. Here, take that. Oh, that hurt. Alright. 2.12 million. Now, let's look at the breakdown real quick though. 1.1 million from him. 871k from her. And technically, she is stronger against the boss because of her affinity than him, but some of her stuff basically didn't stick, right? Either it got resisted or it didn't actually happen. So this time he did the 1.1, she did 870. Now, the two of them basically did 1.9, almost 2 million of the 2.12 total. So that gives you an idea of how important these guys with poison and hit point burn would be for the clan boss, especially at this level of play. I mean, I'm still a beginner, but I'm putting the damage in, utilizing a team of 50s with no real specific helpful masteries, and some of the gears only level 13, 12. So that tells you what you need to kind of focus on with this kind of stuff. Now, again, I'm playing this without spending the big money, right? If you are spending big money, you got a bunch of legendaries. I'm sure the gameplay is a whole lot different and progression is a whole lot different. But here, what I'm trying to do is to enjoy the game, make good progress without, you know, breaking my piggy bank. So one of the things that's important is you want to kind of just maximize what you can. Now, oh wait, let's go back to looking at one of these guys real quick. Now, this is where you can sort of tell they did something with the graphics. I mean, this is nice. You can see the little dots in the, like the little thing, glow dots that are moving in here. The lighting, the rendering is a little bit smoother. Now, why am I looking at this ugly dude when I'm doing this? Hold on. Should be looking at her. Look at that. Yeah. Now, the background seems a little more blurry in this view. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. Normally, I thought it wasn't supposed to be looking this way, but the character rendering certainly looks great with the lighting and everything it does. So that's probably where they're talking about the improvement in graphics utilizing the PC app. So looks good, no complaints. All right, well, so I'm gonna do a random shard pull. Oh god, this is gonna probably be some crappy rare, but fingers crossed. Don't disappoint me too much. You disappoint me pretty much, because I don't know. I don't know this guy actually. I haven't really ever done anything with him, but I'm pretty sure I had pulled him once already, so he's nothing new. Well, oh well. Into the Night Pull didn't work out to be anything special, but I'll save that one for tomorrow. And I should have, yeah, I got a Void Shard coming. I got enough gems here to maybe buy a few more Ancient Shards later. So that'll be something to look forward to, and my Great Hall could be upgraded for accuracy. There we go. So now I got the first level accuracy upgrades, at least for everybody, and then I'm going to keep upgrading this because it's kind of important. Accuracy is the problem right now against the clan boss, because I don't have enough accuracy. A lot of times I get my stuff resisted. Okay, well, so that's a little bit of the gameplay of where I'm at. I'm a level 42 player. I have no 66 star yet, but I'm getting close. By the time I do the next video, I suspect I should have KL at level 60, and hopefully some of this gear at full level 16 rather than 12s and 11s and whatever it is. And again, she's very good in PvP, but I'm pretty sure if I can get Apothecary, I'll be building him to take over her role as far as the clan boss is concerned. And in the long run, Apothecary's A1 with the multiple hits with mastery might become much more useful. What I may do with him in the meantime, though, is if I have decent gear that is this type, I may put him in that temporarily, just so that when he's fighting the clan boss, he can do a little more. Oh yeah, I got all this junk. I'm gonna sell this, make some money. Well, I'm gonna sell my junk, and then I will play a little more and call it a night. I hope you liked the video, and you know, as I progress, I'll make more videos and show you my adventures with Raid Shadow Legends. Hey, if you liked the video, please leave a like, and if you have comments, suggestions, ideas, or just to tell me you shouldn't ignore certain characters, all comments are welcome. If you're gonna call me bad names, of course that's not welcome, but other than that, all comments are welcome. And please, if you like my videos and you like watching them, subscribe to the channel so you can get notifications when I put up new videos. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. I'll catch you next time.